All right, let's get right into it. Today we're diving into a massive topic: how we can, and maybe must, design the future of our civilization before AGI, artificial general intelligence, starts making those calls for us. This whole massive, complex discussion really boils down to this one question. It's not actually about the tech itself, it's about what we're teaching it. What values, what power structures, what hidden biases are we embedding into the world that AGI will learn from? This isn't just a coding problem, it's a deeply moral one. And here is the core warning, loud and clear. Just think of AGI as the most powerful, most perfect mirror humanity has ever built. It's going to reflect exactly what it sees. So if we show it a world that's defined by inequality, by unaccountable power, it's not just going to copy those flaws. It will optimize them. It will entrench them. And it could do it forever. That's just how these learning systems work. So what are these flaws it's going to inherit? Well, the source material points to 4 big ones. First, systems that are designed, intentionally or not, to exclude most people from real decision-making. Second, a massive concentration of power in the hands of just a few people and corporations. Then you have corporate silence on the issues that matter most. And finally, authority that doesn't really have to answer to anyone. These are the bugs in our planet's current operating system. Okay, so if that's the diagnosis, what's the cure? The source proposes 2 really fascinating interconnected systems to fix our models of power and value. Let's start with the first one, a totally new way to think about leadership and governance called the superuser system. This slide really lays out the contrast, doesn't it? The world we live in now, well, it pretty much runs on capital and influence. Who you know, how much money you have. The superuser system completely flips that on its head. In this model, power follows merit and responsibility, things you actually demonstrate. It's built on open participation and a capacity you earn, not a network you're born into. But what does merit even mean in this context? It's not about having a fancy degree or being popular online. No, it's a very specific list of character traits. It's about your actions, how you handle responsibility, if you understand history, if you're ethically consistent, and, maybe most importantly, can you show restraint when you actually have power? It's all about what you've proven you can do. So the obvious question is, how do you stop a system like this from being gamed? Well, that's where this 2-layer design comes in, and it's pretty smart. The main layer, the primary one, is offline. It's the real world. That's where you build your reputation, through real actions with real people and real consequences. Your authority has to be anchored in reality. The online layer is just a secondary tool. Its only job is to be a transparent record of the authority you've already earned offline. This is absolutely critical because it means no one can fake their way to the top with bots or clicks or some clever algorithm. So where does AI fit into this governance model? Well, its role is crucial, but it is not what you might think. The AI is not a ruler here. It doesn't get to decide who's worthy or who's not. Its only job is to be a neutral auditor. It monitors the system to make sure it's fair and to prevent anyone from cheating. Think of it as a referee, not a king. Now, a responsible way to handle power can't really work if it's sitting on top of a broken economic system. And that brings us to the second pillar of this whole idea, something designed to work hand in glove with the first, a new model for value called the brand currency system. Okay, here's the fundamental economic problem we're all hurtling towards. Technology and AI are creating a world of unbelievable abundance. But our economic model, which is fundamentally based on tying your survival to a job, just wasn't built for that. So we have this weird paradox. The system can produce more than enough for everybody, but your access to it is still choked off unless you have an income. And our usual answers to this problem, they just don't cut it. Job retraining? It can't possibly keep up with the speed of AI. Universal basic income? It's a good thought, but it can cause all sorts of other problems. And corporate subsidies often just make the powerful even more powerful. These are all just band-aids, not a real fix. So how does this brand currency idea work? Well, it's basically a 3-step loop. First, you just participate in the economy. Every time you buy or sell something, it's logged as proof you're a part of the system. That's your brand as a participant. Second, AI is constantly working in the background to make everything more efficient, driving down the real cost of essential things like food, housing, energy. Finally, and this is the magic trick, those efficiency gains from the AI get passed directly back to you. Your brand of participation basically becomes a new kind of currency that gives you guaranteed access to life's essentials. This quote just nails the huge mental shift we have to make. Your ability to survive is no longer tied to whether you can find a job.
Instead, it's tied to the overall health and efficiency of the civilization you're participating in. As the whole system gets smarter and more productive, everybody reaps the rewards directly. It's a total rewiring of the social contract.
So we've got a new model for power and a new model for value, and it is so important to see them as a single, complete package. The super user system provides the responsible, human-led governance you need to manage a powerful economic engine like brand currency. And the brand currency system provides the economic stability that allows a merit-based, participatory society to actually work. Together, they offer a conscious, deliberate path forward.
And this is the question that the source material puts directly to governments, to institutions, and really to all of us. The stakes couldn't be higher. Is our future going to be designed behind closed doors by a tiny, unaccountable elite? Or is it going to be a collaborative project where everyone has a chance to participate and share in the responsibility?
And the choice is pretty stark. If we just do nothing, if we let things drift, we get a future by default. One that could very easily become dystopian, optimized for goals that have nothing to do with human well-being. The alternative is a future by design, one that we deliberately make decentralized, participatory, and focused on actual human values.
So the main takeaway here is that this isn't a call for chaos or some new kind of top-down control. It's about finding a third path. It's about being intentional, thoughtful architects of our own social and economic systems to build a future that is stable, fair, and prosperous.
And let's be really clear about this. The author frames this as pure pragmatism. This is not some utopian fantasy. This is just necessary preparation for the unbelievable technological and social shifts that are already happening. To not prepare is to choose to be unprepared for what's coming.
We'll end on that final, pretty provocative question. It's a question that demands an answer, not just from our leaders, but from every single one of us. Because if you look at history, ignoring the people who are trying to build the future responsibly, well, it rarely ends well. The choice, as this material makes crystal clear, is ours to make.